trees are located. I saw him sitting on his terrace, attached to a beautiful marvelous palace. I saw him sitting on a very comfortable seat, enjoying the air breeze there, in that shady terrace of his palace and looking at the city of Memphis, how the wall of Memphis was looking like. Now we know that it was built with limestone, so it was white in color. Now we know that it was full of recesses, ins and outs like that. Around that wall there used to be 14 doors. 13 of them were dummy ones and a single active one to deceive the attackers. I have to remind you that this is the first building was ever built of stone. So before that building was built, the constructions used to be plant ones. Plant buildings look nicer than dummy stone ones, but stone ones are stronger. Imhotep didn't want to lose any of the two benefits, strength and beauty. So he carved stones. Follow me please. I guess this is the big quiz day. I was not very happy when you gave me a very late answer of my question out there, huh? The white wall, huh? So I'm afraid that you gave yourselves a very hard day today. This is gonna be a quiz day, okay? When you come to a question none of you will answer, I'll stop guiding you the rest of the day. I'm afraid so. But I will not let you just like that in the middle of nowhere. I'll get you another guide, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, come closer, please. Closer, closer. Robin, come and fill up this Robin here. Thank you. Sir, come and lean by. Sir, come and lean by this. Yes. Barry, come and lean by. Thank you. Or sit down, Barry. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the entrance to the whole complex or compound. In order to have it look nice, Imhotep erected 42 columns, 21 on each side, in order to give you a feeling of prestigious and elegance of entry. How many are the columns you said, honey? I said 42.
42.
Okay. 42. Does it sound familiar to
Yes.
you?
42 states. That's right.
We're glad we brought her.
I'm with you.
I'm glad she was not picked up by those guys last night. 42 states. So far, she saved you twice. Angela saved you twice. 42 states of Egypt. So, ladies and gentlemen, realize that before these columns were built, columns used to be either logs of wood fitted deep in the soil. You got that like trunks of trees. Or, since Egypt is not a woody country somehow, and wood was kind of expensive at that time, if you couldn't afford getting trunks of trees to be your columns carrying your ceilings, you were able at that time to tie bunches of plants all together like papyrus or whatsoever, corn, whatever. You tie them together, and when you make good bunch of them, it acts like a column then. And these columns were fitted deep in the soil to fit them and to carry the ceilings, which were very lightweight ones. Usually they used to be reeds or straw or whatsoever. Got that so far? Yes? These columns are cut in the way, or the stones are cut in the way to have them look like punches tied together, right? Can you see that? Yes. Realize that this was the first time dealing with stone. So they couldn't achieve the monolithic columns yet. The best they could do was putting drums on top of each other. Look at that, they're all a matter of drums on top of each other. Realize that these columns are built superficially. They're not fitted deep there, but they're superficially built, as you can see. So definitely, columns like this wouldn't stand for long. I mean, Imhotep was not confident if they could stand for long or not. Therefore, in order to ensure having them stand upright, he erected a wall behind every one of them to back them up. Therefore, you read about these columns in your guidebooks under the name engaged columns. They're not engaged to each other like fiancés or whatsoever, but they're engaged to walls behind them. In order to ensure complete backup, he erected finally he erected that wall and that one over there in order to back up the backing wall. Would you please clear a passage? Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, when this was done, finally, next to the 42 columns, 42 grooves were created like that, the ones you're filling them up now. These 42 grooves were not left empty or plain, but they were filled up by a statue of either the local god or the local goddess of every one of the 42 states of Egypt. So, ladies and gentlemen, finally we rebuild those two columns there in order to have you see how they look like one day when they were intact. Maybe you want to take a quick picture of those two columns there and follow me to in there. Good morning, Father. How are you this morning?
How are you?
Good.
Thank you.
You want to follow me to there and you don't want to let me wait for long.
Will you move your shade away from my drawings, please?
I heard you saying move your shit.
No.
That's you.
Not this kind of
Lost in translation.
Sure. No bad language, huh?
La.
3, cut this way. Someone hold this, please. Thank you. Told you before, Imhotep was planning to build up just a mastaba. The mastaba at that time, or such royal tombs at that time, were a matter of substructure, a burial place, and the superstructure, a building rectangular or square in shape on top of that burial place. But the plan of Imhotep was to build up the largest mastaba ever. Did you hear me? Yes, he planned to do this. So, if this is the ground level, he started with the substructure. So he erected, or he dug a well leading to the burial chamber. That burial chamber, you know how big, which is cut in the rock underneath it? Cut in the rock, huh? 20 feet in 20 feet. The largest one was ever achieved till that time. Around it, we found a series of crypts and tunnels. They are that huge that one of them comes from the center of that pyramid all the way down to that shaft there. Inside those crypts we found, try to take this figure in. I'm telling you, you will fail, but try to. We found 33,000 jars. 33,000 jars piled on top of each other, filling the whole crypts. They were filled up with food stuff and things might be needed by the king in the afterworld. You got that? Mostly broken, of course, into shards. Maybe because of earthquakes, many earthquakes passed by Egypt and so on. Very few of them were found in good condition. On top of that, he started to build up the mastaba. The largest one was ever known till that date. 200 feet in 200 feet. It's done. It's beautiful, isn't it? I did something nice. Yeah. Although Imhotep was very happy with it, but he thought, like, since the king is not dead yet, then he had a chance to enlarge this mastaba. So he added an extension to the right side, just like that, but realized that that extension is lower in height than the genuine mastaba. And he added a second one to the left side, just like that. That looks even better, huh? Yeah, that's very close. But the king is not dead yet, so he added a second extension. Right. How we did. Second one. I'm proud of that. It's even better. Look at that. No one ever saw anything like this before. So, well, that's a good idea. So, let's add a third extension to the right. Just like that. Huh?
But it's still not dead.
And they never went to the other side. Suddenly he shouted at his men, "Stop the work. Stop the work." He looked at that new form, the shape of steps. And he kind of liked it. So it gave him a new idea. He erected a new mastaba. The bottom one there, solid one, look at this, contained everything I mentioned.
Yeah. Wow.
Honey, Are you telling us that that one is solid? Yes. Are you telling us that that one contained everything you mentioned? Yes. So how could you know about these extensions and so on? We knew about that when the sides were eroded away. Look at the extensions there. Only then we knew about that. On top of that mastaba, he erected a second one, a smaller one. Then a third. Then a fourth. Then a fifth one. Then a sixth one to erect the step pyramid. Later on, ancient Egyptians learned how to flatten the sides of the pyramid to erect a true pyramid. It took them 300 years between the step pyramid and the true pyramid cycle. 300 years full of hard work, making mistakes, correcting the mistakes, sweating, and even bleeding. The first king who ever achieved a true pyramid is King Senefru, the father of King Cheops, the builder of the Great Pyramid. Senefru himself, it was not that easy to erect a true pyramid. It took him 3 tries, 3 pyramids. He himself built 3 ones. First one is what we call the bend pyramid. The bend pyramid. Ladies and gentlemen, the bend pyramid will be seen after you will climb that staircase and you will take a look at that direction, the horizon. This is the picture of the bend pyramid. Look at the sides, they're bent, just like that. Actually, the architect or the engineer who built it made a mistake. And he realized that the sides of that pyramid will not meet each other in a summit, but up there in the heaven. I mean, they realized that the pyramid was going to quite unsafe height. You understand that? So in the halfway where they had to finish the building, so they deviated or bent the sides in order to finish building the pyramid before it will get unsafe height. I feel very sorry for the orphan kids and the widow of that architect who made that mistake. He must have been punished badly. So later on, another pyramid was built, and this time they corrected that mistake. The angles were sharp enough to do this, and when they learned or got the experience of building pyramids, then Senefru decided to build a great one. But he died before that one was done. So he got buried in the second one. You will see the third one of him, the great one, behind the bent pyramid to the same direction there. When you will go up there and take a look at that direction, you will see the bent pyramid and the other one behind. You got that? He was not buried in neither one of them. He was buried in the second one, which couldn't be seen around you. We're now standing in another copy of another landmark was there in Memphis. You're now standing in a replica of the Hepsid court, which was there in Memphis. Hepsid in hieroglyphics means jubilee. You have elections every term of 4 years, don't you?
Yes.
Presidential elections, I mean, right? In their time, they had a reselection every term of 14 years. Reselection of their own king. He didn't have to run for elections, but he had to show that he was good enough. When I say good, I mean mentally and physically as well. Good to rule the country for another term of 14 years. This was done by setting a bull free in this Hepsid court. I mean the one in Memphis. Remember that this is a copy of that one there. And the king had to catch that. If he managed to catch it, then he's good to rule for another term of 14 years. You got that? Who married his sister Isis, goddess of magic, maternity. She's a very good one. You must have heard of Isis before, right?
Yes.
And he created a god of evils called Seth, who married a good goddess called Nephthys, his sister as well. They are 4 brothers and sisters. I feel sorry for you. Osiris is the one who taught the Egyptians how to build up their houses, how to plant their fields, how to stitch their clothes, how to live nice. Seth taught them nothing but hatred and conspiracies. When the Egyptians had to vote for a king to rule Egypt, they voted for Osiris, who was the king of this land. Seth envied his brother, hated him. He believed that he's no good for ruling. He's only a farmer, but he's the one good for ruling. He tried several times to get rid of him, but he couldn't, because Isis was always backing up her husband and she never trusted their brother there. But he took the chance when one day Isis disappeared. She took a cruise in the Caribbean. Tell me how's the waves of the seas there, okay? And he paid a visit to his brother, telling him, brother, I went to Africa in a big tour there, a safari in Kenya, and I got you a beautiful present from there, a good cloth. tomorrow I'll send you my tailor to take your size to fit you a dress. The following day morning, he sent him one of his men to take his size, go and take his size. So he acted like a tailor, took all the size of Osiris and then went back to his master, gave him the size, and the master used the size for making a coffin. Later on, he announced a party, invited so many people to that party, including his brother. Isis was not back yet. And there in that party, he announced that he got a beautiful coffin from Africa, made of ivory and ebony. And that coffin will be given to the one who will fit it. Everyone hurried to try it. It didn't fit any of them. Finally, Osiris went in there. Once he laid down in there, he put the lid on top of his body, nailed it, he killed his brother. Threw the coffin to the river Nile, and he became the king then. So, the river Nile took the coffin all the way down to the Mediterranean. And there, from the Mediterranean, the coffin started sailing further to east until it went to the shore of Lebanon. And there in the shore of Lebanon, the coffin birthed next to a cedar tree. The cedar tree, the good one, found out that this is a good body. To protect it, she hugged the body by her leaves. Keep him hugged in there, okay? Isis came back to the city. She knew all about that conspiracy. Before Osiris died, he gave her a seed of fertility. So she gave birth to a son called Horus, the falcon-headed one. He is the legitimate heir of the throne of his father. So Seth was looking for him everywhere, tried to kill him as well. Isis decided to give life back again to her husband, but she wanted to keep her baby safe. So she had a contact with the goddess Hathor, the goddess of beauty, Allah. And she gave her son to Hathor to pamper him and to take care of him. By the way, when he grew up later on, he married her. And then she's ready to give life to her husband's body, but to find it. She gave herself the form of a vulture. By the strong wings and the look vision of a vulture, she flew all the way up high, looking for her. Look down there, we're 2,000 feet up there. Looking for her husband's body down there. Do you see anything there? I can't see anything. Yeah, and there's nothing there, you know. Definitely his body must be radiative. He's a god, you know, but well, we covered Egypt. Let's try the Mediterranean. Going all around the Mediterranean. Oh, we're approaching now to the shore of Lebanon. My God, that's tiring. Do you feel tired? Yeah. But look at the shore of Lebanon with all the cedar trees there. Shady, nice. Let's go take rest there. The good tree there. Saw the good vulture coming at a distance. She knew that that good vulture must be looking for that good body. She wanted to attract the vulture to come and to rest there. So the good tree, which couldn't talk, made a nice aromatic fragrance to attract the vulture. The vulture smelled that. She liked the fragrance. She went to there, and guess what she found there? Body of Osiris. Took him back to the city. And now the great magician is ready to give him life back. But she was short of some spices and herbs for the magic, you know? So she went to Walmart to buy some. And there in Walmart, guess what? Her credit card couldn't get through. So, I mean, the legend didn't mention right the true reason for which Isis disappeared one more time and left her husband's body there in the palace alone. But we know that leaving him alone gave a chance to Seth to steal the body of her husband, and this time he torn up that body into 14 pieces, threw them in 14 different and buried them in 14 different places in Egypt. One more time, the good wife started a long journey looking for the 14 pieces of her husband's body. Everywhere she found a piece, she erected a temple for him. Everywhere she found a piece, she erected a temple dedicated to him, but she found the head in Abydos. And there in Abydos, the main temple of Osiris was built, and it became a place of pilgrimage. Other kings used to build up symbolic tombs next to the symbolic tomb of Osiris. When the Egyptians were doing pilgrimage visits to there, visiting that temple, they were also visiting the symbolic tombs and temples of their kings. The kings could get blessings this way, and the Egyptians could be blessed this way as well. Zoser was smart enough to tell that people of Lower Egypt will never go that way long to Abydos there. So he erected a symbolic tomb there, and he erected this one as well. to be closer to the people of Lower Egypt. In heaven. How to get to there, I'll manage. I'll take it and see, I'll do something, okay? But tell me, you go to the heaven, honey, and I'll manage to get to there. The heaven to the ancient Egyptians was to have their life back again with no pain, with no sorrow. But just to do the things you enjoy doing in your lifetime. You do that in the heaven, everlasting. If you like golf, you will golf there in the heaven. If you like racing cars, you will race cars there in the heaven. If you like taking so many showers, you will take plenty of them there in the heaven. You got that? Whatever is the thing you enjoy doing in your lifetime, you will do that in the heaven non-stop. You got that? They like doing their job as well.
We are at the edge of the Sahara Desert, just a little bit away from the Nile Valley, and we're touring various pyramids from I believe the ancient city of Memphis, which was totally destroyed, and I'm not sure what other town or city was here. We saw the step pyramid, and now many of the tour members are going down into tomb and another pyramid. They will not allow cameras inside. I'm just taking some pictures from the outside to get a perspective of what the place looks like. There are active archaeological digs going on in some of these mounds. In the distance, the digs are